Hey, what up, y'all? I am Lou, and today we're going to talk about, is SQL still relevant in 2020? So the way I like to look at it is, let's look at last year, 2019. Was SQL relevant then? And one of the patterns that I'm seeing more and more is companies keep their relational database for their unstructured data. That is where they will incorporate a NoSQL database, but they're not replacing their relational database. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing the pattern of companies just ditching their relational database and migrating everything to a NoSQL. So back to the original question, is SQL still relevant in 2020? And the answer is yes. SQL is not going to get replaced anytime soon by a NoSQL database. I just don't see that happening. What I see happening is companies are going to use both based on the purpose, based on the task at hand, right? Based on the issue at hand. Whatever the issue is, my mind is going to be, if it could be done in a relational database, that is going to be the primary database they're going to use. And if it can't, because it's unstructured data, that is where they were going to use a NoSQL database. But they're going to use them together. I don't see companies migrating off a SQL database, go to a NoSQL database. I just don't see that happening. Let's see who's using what. Some of the biggest companies out there, whether you realize it or not, are using relational databases. Amazon. If you go to Amazon.com, that is one high volume, high traffic site. So just think about that for a minute. All of the processing, right? When it comes to submitting your order, even from the back end, as orders is being processed and going down the assembly line and all that's happening, they're using a relational database on their side. Dude, if you're creating your own SaaS application, I'm pretty sure your application is not going to be pumping out data that Amazon processes. It's not even going to process 0.1% of the volume that they process. So a lot of the time we get so caught up in speed and performance for an application that may only have 1,000 users. And then you look at other companies like Amazon that is processing data for millions of users a day, even per hour, and they're using a relational database. Now, that being said, they do use NoSQL as well, but they use it in different areas. And that's the key thing that I want to emphasize. It's not about you got to use one or the other. It's going to be the synergy of using them both together. You're going to use them where they're needed, right? But again, Stack Overflow, they're using SQL, a relational database, right? Microsoft uses theirs, Adobe, Airbnb, Apple, AT&T, the list goes on. These are all companies that I mentioned that use relational databases. Now, on the flip side, a lot of these companies that I just mentioned to you right now, AT&T, for example, being one of them, they use NoSQL as well. They use both. And again, I'm going to keep emphasizing, it's not about one replacing the other. It's about both working together to solve the issues at hand. That is where that is where it's going. That is where I think it's going to be. And because of that, SQL is going to stay relevant. SQL is going to stay active. So if you know SQL, that's just another tool under your belt that makes it that much more valuable. As a software developer, is it beneficial for you to learn SQL in 2020? And I'm going to say it again. Yes, it is. As long as SQL is relevant, it makes sense to learn it as a software developer. A lot of the time we get so focused on the language that we're trying to learn, right? Whether it be Python, whether it be JavaScript, whether it be C#, and we just want to learn that language very well. What we forget though, most of the time, if you're building some sort of application, regardless of what language you're using, there's going to be a database associated, whether it be a Postgres or Microsoft or Oracle or MySQL. It doesn't matter. There's going to be some kind of database associated behind it. So because of that, that is the reason why I feel it's very beneficial. It's very valid for you to learn SQL in 2020. If you like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. I'm cool with that. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. and leave your comments below. Peace.